Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Indie Zone podcast. My name is Kathy. This past week, as part of the major document drop onto the public record, the state of Idaho filed its replying to the opposition, the response submitted by the defense, opposing the state's motion in limine regarding text messages and testimony. This is filed on the docket March 24th, 2025. Here, the defense, according to the state, includes additional records from DM and BF. Those are the two surviving roommates of the tragedies that occurred at 1122 King Road back on November 13th, 2022. The state alleges that even though the defendant included additional records from DM and BF, using the records provided in the defendant's response does not change the Idaho Rules of Evidence, Rule 801 and 803 analysis, which Judge Hippler is bound by. He's got to look at these two divergent positions. One side, the state is saying this is not hearsay, it's not information that's being submitted to prove something for the truth of the matter asserted, as the defense is claiming on the motions in limine, which seek these pretrial rulings from Judge Hippler regarding what evidence will be admitted for the trier of fact. The jury, that's who's going to sit there and determine such things as, is this car suspect vehicle 1 in these photos that are being produced by the state, or are they not? And other related matters. That's the jury's determination. Here, the state has provided what I think is a very helpful grid, because what it does is it breaks down the various texts by the time that they were sent and received and gives the authority for the admission to allow it to come in as non-hearsay. But what we want to do here is to give examples of what hearsay and not hearsay is by looking at the first two entries. Go to page 2 of this document. You're going to see time of 2:10:29 a.m. and 2:13 a.m. November 13th, 2022. The record, the text in question for number 1 is DM to EG, Uber driver, inquiring if he was driving. State saying this isn't hearsay. It's not being submitted for the truth of the matter asserted. Next line, 2:13 a.m. EG to DM, confirming he was driving. Not hearsay according to the state. Not for the truth of the matter asserted. What would be the truth of the matter asserted? That this text confirms that EG was driving at that time. So that's not what the state, I believe, is producing this here for. It's to support a timeline, that the texts exist in time, that one was sent from DM to EG, and EG then sent a text in response to DM confirming he was driving. Not being brought forward here for Judge Hippler to determine whether or not EG was driving or not. It's simply to support the timeline of the activities that occurred before the crimes occurred, simply to show that they exist, nothing else. The trier of fact, the jury, is going to weigh whether or not DM and BF are believable, whether or not the photographs that are presented to the jury of suspect vehicle 1, if that's Brian Kohberger's car or not. That's not for Judge Hippler to decide. That's the trier of fact's role. The trier of law, Judge Hippler here, is being called upon to determine if the jury should ever see this. Because if it's hearsay, if he concludes this is hearsay, that it's submitted for the truth of the matter asserted, and the defense should win this argument. If he concludes it's for some other purpose and it does qualify, for example, excited utterance, something else entirely, and the state should win that argument. We're going to find out on April 9th and 10th at these hearings that are going to be, I believe, some of them at least, will be public. At this point, we await the rulings by Judge Stephen J. Hippler on all of the in limine motions as this matter continues to proceed toward trial. This is Kathy. Thanks for joining us here today.